The Quarry's werewolves are, as I've previously mentioned, badass. Their design is creepy as hell, but beyond that, I'm absolutely obsessed with their transformation scenes. People's skins exploding off when they wolf out, the werewolf's skin exploding off when they de-wolf. It's a fantastic visual that I can't get enough of. But how does it work exactly? Based on this collectible in the caves, everyone ending up with Nick's blood all over them in the pool house, and, of course, the walls behind Laura being absolutely soaked in gore. It's fair to say that when the characters wolf out, an entire human being's worth of skin and hair flies off of them in an explosive, magical process. Now, logically, we would expect this to completely destroy their clothes, and both Travis's attempts to get Max to strip down in the cell and Laura's urgent desire for new clothes in the house suggest that this was the script's original intent. Although no one can blame Supermassive for eliding over this in their model design. Absolutely no one wants to take on the hassle of making naked character models, especially when you're licensing actual actors' images. The more important question, though, is what happens to the injuries that the werewolves receive when they revert back to human form?
You blew half the head off my niece, Kaylee Hackett. One of the kindest, gentlest souls to ever walk this earth.
This line of dialogue from Travis suggests that the original intent of the script was that the wolf version of Kaylee was supposed to get shot in the face with a silver shell, and that injury to her head was supposed to be continued over to her human body. Of course, that's not what we see in the game. Here's the best look we get at Kaylee's body. As you can see, her head is fully intact as she's floating in the pool. Also worth noting here is that while being a werewolf heals all of your injuries, it doesn't affect hair bleaching and dying, as the dead Kaylee's hair is every bit the unnatural pink as it was before she wolfed out. As for the other werewolves, there's no clear evidence of what happens to their human bodies if they're shot. Laura is the only character we ever see the back-to-human transformation for. Everyone else's transformation is saved for their ending card, and all of those are framed in such a way as to hide their injuries. Caleb and Silas get shot in the chest, and their dead bodies are posed and filmed to avoid showing where the wound would be. It's impossible to tell exactly where Nick gets shot because we don't see it, and again, the ending card is very coy about showing off that injury. Ditto for Emma if Caitlin shoots her. There's only one werewolf who gets a distinct injury which, by all rights, should be extremely visible in their ending card, and that's Chris. As you can see, if Ryan shoots Chris, basically every bit of his head above the nose is removed. Exactly the kind of head half blown off that we're told Kaylee experienced. But when we get to the ending cards, we get a pretty definitive statement about how de-wolfing works. In death, Chris's head has been 100% restored to its pre-wolf condition. So there's our answer. The intent in the script was that being a werewolf can cure injuries that a person had received before they became a werewolf, thus suggesting that the werewolf curse has some awareness of a person's ideal body state and will reset them back to that condition. But that fatal damage done to a werewolf with silver would transfer onto the body of the victim even when they've turned back to human form. But in the final game, all evidence suggests that that simply doesn't happen, creating a minor continuity error, albeit one that the developers did a pretty good job of obscuring via camera angles. And one final note, how exactly does de-wolfing after someone has been shot with silver work? You might think, oh well, the flesh just explodes off of them again, just like it did for Laura when Chris was killed. But the fact that Ryan, while standing 6 feet away, 8 feet away from Silas, doesn't know that he's already turned back to a human, suggests that whatever form the transformation takes, it's definitely not as dramatic or explosive as it is when they're turning into a wolf or having their curse removed. I've been the Hidden Object Guru. I'd like to thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please remember to like and subscribe. Any questions or suggestions for new videos should be dropped down in the comments section. We'll see you back here for more Quarry. But until then, I'm going to say that's right. Au revoir.